Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Beau again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump, Nigeria, an important quote and headlines. As if his constant saber rattling about Venezuela wasn't enough, Trump has now said he's ordered DOD to look at operations in Nigeria as well. So, we're going to look at what he said. We're going to remind people of some decisions Trump has made since returning to office, talk about a foreign policy concept, and then give you some recent headlines so everybody has context to this surprising development. Trump posted to social media, quote, "If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. War is sweetest to those who have never tasted it." He's talking about attacks by the Boko Haram. There's a lot of trouble with Trump's framing of this. The conflict isn't quite as simple as Christians versus Muslims. The characterization of Nigeria's effort isn't exactly fitting. The rhetoric is bad and likely to make things worse. But, for once, at least Trump has the right country, and the actions being described are occurring, despite a lack of adequate framing. It's worth noting, Trump has moved to designate Nigeria a, quote, country of particular concern. In context, that means the administration believes the country is engaged in systemic religious freedom abuses. However, the Nigerian president's press secretary said, quote, "What our country requires from America is military support to fight these violent extremists in some states of our country, not designation as a nation of particular concern." Generally, a country engaging in systemic violations doesn't ask for U.S. military help to stop them. But there it is, that request for U.S. military support. Time for the U.S. to buy more ammunition. Now, I'm going to give you a foreign policy concept that can be summed up concisely in a quote. Before he was Trump's first Secretary of Defense, back in 2013, when General Mattis was commander of CENTCOM, he testified before the Senate Armed Services Committee. He was asked about whether he believed, quote, "The international development budget is helpful to us in providing national defense to our country." He said, quote, "I would start with the Department of State budget, and frankly, they need to be as fully funded as Congress believes appropriate. Because if you don't fund the State Department fully, then I need to buy more ammunition ultimately. So, I think it's a cost-benefit ratio." Wise words. Trump cut the U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID budget, early on in his administration. Time for headlines. March 26th, the Center for Global Development released a report detailing the cuts to Nigeria. By May 1st, there was a headline in the New Humanitarian saying, quote, "As Boko Haram threat grows, U.S. aid cuts cripple the economy and the response." July 30th, a BBC headline reads, quote, "Aid cuts push Nigerians into arms of Boko Haram militants, UN warns." September 4th, Reuters, "Hunger grows in Nigeria as aid cuts reduce food supplies." That one detailed how it had gotten so bad that Trump reversed course and the U.S. came through with a fraction of the funding, which was too late. Now, I want to be clear. This isn't as simple as Trump cut aid and it's his fault. There was also a focus on another militant group in the region that led to regional militaries dangerously neglecting the BH. By cutting aid and crippling the economy supporting the aid in the region, he didn't create this situation, but his policies likely exacerbated it. Now, it's just like Mattis said. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.